Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. The Braves last night did that thing where they exploded in the first inning, scoring 4 runs. They're on pace to score the most runs ever in a first inning. I think they're averaging nearly a run a game after scoring 4 last night. They might even be slightly ahead of that pace. It's unbelievable. This time they didn't do it with a lot of power. They put together 4 kind of bloopy singles. Then Eddie Rosario capped it off with a 2-out double. And then just for good measure, as the game went throughout, Sean Murphy, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, the heart of the Braves lineup, they all hit homers. You go look at the top 5 in OPS. You got 3 Braves. You got Ronald Acuna, you got Sean Murphy, and you got Matt Olson, who's just been spectacular, especially over the last month and a half. You keep thinking, hey, maybe they'll hit a lull here, but this offense I just don't think it's ever going to slow down. I really don't. There's just too many bats, too many guys that can get hot. You've seen it with Michael Harris. Ronald Acuna ain't slowing down. Even if Matt Olson or Austin Riley go through a slump, Sean Murphy and one of those guys that I just named are going to keep hitting. Eddie Rosario and Marcell Ozuna are contributing. Travis d'Arnaud, whenever he gets in, is insane. It's going to take teams outscoring the Braves. And then you look at a guy like Michael Soroka, didn't have his best stuff, still didn't give up a run, made big pitches when it mattered. And this rotation, as we keep talking about, is only going to get better. Max Fried is nearing a return. Who knows about Kyle Wright, but he could be back. I mean, the Braves are like 3rd in rotation ERA, and they haven't had 2 guys that finished top 10 in the NL Cy Young race a year ago. It's unbelievably incredible.
Yeah, we're super spoiled. 4 guys on pace to hit 40 plus. Another 3 hit 30, and a couple others will probably get to 20. I really think Austin Riley could go on a tear here, and I know we talked about it earlier in the week. I think 40 is certainly in the realm of possibilities. He hit 38 last year. He just needs to get a little hot, and he's getting hot. And yeah, I think this is sustainable because of all the underlying metrics show you that it is sustainable. Also, there's not 9 guys, there's 10 guys. There's 11 guys in this lineup that are producing. That's the craziest thing, is it's not just the guys that are starting every day, because there's guys on the bench over there that a lot of teams would love to have. Soroka didn't have his best stuff. The control was still a little off, but you said it. Every single inning, he got himself out of something, and it seemed to get better because he got 2 on, no outs, got out of it. It was impressive stuff in that nature. Sean Murphy almost hit for the cycle. I mean, almost. He didn't get a triple, and I doubt he'd ever get a triple. We actually said something pretty funny after the game. Somebody asked him, you only needed the triple. And he said something like something catastrophic would have to happen in the outfield for me to get a triple. He is so dang slow. But it's good times for the Braves. I mean, you lose 1, you win 9. You lose 1, you win 10. I mean, that's just what the Braves have been doing over the past month, since May. Since the calendar month turned May, they lose 1, win 9. It's crazy.
It's pretty incredible to think the last time that they lost a series was at the end of May to the Oakland Athletics. Of all teams, like the Oakland Athletics are the last team to beat this team in a series. And it's been 10 series. And it just doesn't seem, I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, how many series do you think? I think I was talking to my dad. How many series do you think the Braves will lose the rest of the year? I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 or less. And that sounds ridiculous because you have a whole half of the season remaining, but it's just this is how this team's playing. And as we said, it's only going to get better. And this team's starting to click. They don't think this is unsustainable. Everybody in that locker room, and they just keep a level head. You keep hearing them say it after everything. It's hey, we expect to do this. We came out, we took care of business. We came out, we took care of business. And it's just, it speaks, to the camaraderie, to the chemistry that they have, to the leaders in that clubhouse. And you talk about all those things, that chemistry and stuff. And then you think that you let Dansby Swanson and Freddie Freeman go in back-to-back off seasons, and everyone was worried, how would this team respond? Who's going to be the leader? I don't think they lack leaders in that clubhouse. Even guys like Ronald, you see the maturity in him. He's become now a leader. He wasn't always a leader. He was always the most talented player. But when you looked at leaders around the clubhouse, no one would ever be oh, Ronald's one of them, right? But now you're this guy's a leader. He's mature. You hear Brian Snicker giving him credit, and he's not one to easy give credit to Ronald for being mature. He's definitely, kind of shamed him in the past for not being that mature guy. We see him giving him credit. He's a leader in the clubhouse. Matt Olson, obviously a very good leader in the clubhouse. Sean Murphy, Travis d'Arnaud. There is no lack of leadership in this clubhouse, and they're just having fun. And I just don't think it's unsustainable. I think what happened in May was an aberration. I think that 15-14 stretch, I don't think they're going to do that again. If they went 20-10 or better in every month for the rest of the way, I would be that's what I expect. If they don't do that, I would be like, dang, that was a really bad month for this team. That's just how talented they are.
Yeah, going back to Freddie and Dansby, not only were they, so important, as leaders, they were they were great baseball players too. So not only did Alex Anthopoulos, I don't want to say easily replace their production, but he replaced their production and then also replaced their leadership via Sean Murphy. Orlando Arcia is no scrub in terms of being a leader. And Matt Olson is that dude. The guy's, he's not on pace for 60 home runs, but he's on pace to challenge it. He's having one of the greatest seasons I've ever seen from a Braves first baseman. And we just had Freddie Freeman, first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, Matt Olson is a dude. And it's a testament to Alex Anthopoulos. The job he did building this roster. We get on here and say the same thing every single time. And it feels like I just keep saying it and expecting something different to happen. This is the standard now, which sucks for a lot of Braves fans because we've been so spoiled. But this is the standard. We expect to win these games like this in dominating fashion. That's the craziest thing. Is we said it before. The Braves aren't just winning. They're emphatically winning. They are dominating opponents. Jake said it maybe last week. It's got to be demoralizing facing this Braves team. There is no easy out, ever. It doesn't matter who has an off day. There's no easy outs.
No, and you listen to the way that teams play the Braves, it's almost like they know that they're getting in over their heads. They're like, this team is better than us. Like, if we win 2 out of 3, like, it's lucky. You listen Terry Francona before the series, the head coach of the Guardians, or the manager of the Guardians, was like, my stomach was turning just looking at their lineup. It's like everyone in this team has an OPS over 800. Even the guys on the bench, like you said, have an OPS over 800. Like, I don't know how a pitcher faces this team. You saw what they were able to do to the Marlins have probably the best pitching staff in baseball. They just destroyed them. Like, it doesn't matter who they're facing. It doesn't matter if prime Jacob deGrom is out there. This team is going to put up runs. That's what it feels like. And the managers know that. And it's like, you throw out these good rookies, Yuri Perez, Williams from the Guardians, who pitched game 1. Like, those guys are top prospects in all of baseball. Some of the best young arms you will ever see come through the pipeline. And the Braves just went out there and they just demolish them. They put up 4, 5, 6 runs in the first inning. And it's truly incredible. I want to talk about Michael Soroka in this rotation, though, because that's now 2 starts where he hasn't looked fantastic, but he does look much better than where he was at. And like we said, there's going to be some bumps in the road, but I thought it was a really good sign that he was able to settle in and make the pitches when he was able to. And he said it after the game. He's like, forget the bad, remember the good, because there was some really good there. Getting out of those jams against a Guardian team that does not strike out a lot. They're not a big strikeout team. Contact back, Hughes coming up with big strikeouts. He looks like he could be a piece to this team, especially if he keeps building. And I've been saying this all year. By the end of the year, I think Soroka could be a big piece. This rotation has, I think the 4th best or 3rd best ERA in baseball, best in the National League. And they're going to get Max Fried back. You never know what AJ Smith-Shawver could still give you. You never know what Kyle Wright could still give you. I don't think it's ridiculous to say we love this lineup and everything. The Braves not only have the best lineup, they might have the best rotation in baseball by the time September rolls around. And their bullpen is no slouch either. I think it's 2nd in ERA in all of baseball. So there is no holes in this lineup. There's no holes in this team. And they're only going to get better.
Yeah, I still have my worries about the bullpen. It's performed great. That's the thing, is I could say all these things, but you just said it. It might be ugly, but it's effective. They seem like they get hit hard, and then they get out of these jams. I still think Alex Anthopoulos should and will address the bullpen, need another high-powered, high-leverage arm. As great as Ben Heller and all these guys have been, and Michael Tonkin, and I know you love Tonkin. Both of them were great. Both of them were very good. Tonkin was just unbelievable. I guess it's just because of the track record. I don't know. I'd rather just have somebody who's proven to do it time and time again in the biggest moments. And you think, he wasn't on a team for a reason. Well, he comes to the Braves and he's throwing, he's acting like one of the best relievers in baseball. So I don't know what to think. That would be my only concern. I know the ERA is down, it's low, but I know they get hit hard. And if you keep it inside the ballpark, who am I to say?
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think they'll add another arm at the trade deadline. I really do, but we will see. I don't think it's necessary, but I think they will. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk to Dejounte Murray. Rumors about an extension with the Hawks in his future.